Hey guys, People here. Today we got to look at the new campaign reward ship, Tier 7 American Battleship Massachusetts. Willis Lee on the screen, you say. We got Fuso, we got Von Hipper, that's right. We got a secondary build on an American battleship. You can get away with it on the Arkansas, it's pretty strong down there at Tier 3. But aside from that, not too many American battleships calling for this build until now. With this build that you see on the screen there, and this is a level 16.2 Von Hipper, and we get these secondaries up to 10.5 kilometers. So that's the build we're running. Before we jump too far into it, I do want to note we're getting pretty close to 15,000 subscribers on the channel. Thank you guys all very much for the support. It's been outstanding, and it's very much appreciated. I do have some prizes lined up, though. If we actually hit 15,000 subscribers, then we're going to trigger some giveaways. I got some Tier 6s, Tier 5 premium ships, and some other goodies as well. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would go ahead and smack that subscribe button and then stay tuned, because whenever that happens, assuming that it ever does, then the giveaways will start then. So stay tuned for that. I'm not going to do a direct comparison on the stats on this one to the Iowa, the Alabama, just because those builds on my charts are a Sims build. This is a Lee build. So I got 17 kilometer range on this, for instance, compared to 19.1 on the Iowa. How much of that is attributable to Sims? How much to the actual ships? I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Anyways, pretty comparable stats. So maneuverability-wise, we got 27.5 knots in the water here compared to 28 on the Iowa. So good maneuverability, but we got the same turn circle as the Alabama, 710 on both. Best rudder shift out of the three, 15.7. So maneuverability-wise, feels really good. If you go to the ship overview page on one of those tabs, I think it's the last tab on the ship's page there, it says the shells have enhanced penetration angle. So even if ships are angled, to some degree, you still have a better chance of getting those AP shells in for penetrating shots. Dispersion-wise, if I'm running Sims, I've run Sims probably 5 or so games, I get a lot of nice tight groupings. Now I got a high-level Sims 14.2 on that guy. But if we switch to Lee, not quite as accurate, but still pretty accurate. You saw there when we smacked that Algeria a minute ago. Not a max range shot or anything, but we're able to hit him pretty hard. Once in a while you get some wonky salvos with this build, but we're going to see in this game, I chose this because it highlights the secondaries pretty well. They're not as dangerous as the Bismarcks. Number one, you only have 5 guns per side, 6-second reload on those, but keep in mind the German HE shells have better penetration than most HE shells in the game. So you're going to get more raw damage if you're running like a secondary build on the Bismarck, but we're still going to get a lot of fires and we're still going to get some fairly decent damage against more lightly armored targets run this build. So I've been having a lot of fun playing this Massachusetts. If you got the resources to run Lee and you're inclined, I would go with that build. But keep in mind, if you want to run your standard Sims accuracy build, you can get away with that as well. It's just not as much variety as I would like ship to ship. I got Iowa, I got Alabama. Do I need another sniping type American battleship? Sure, I'll take one, but if we got the option to run something a little bit different on this one, might as well go ahead and do so. Jumping in this game a bit, you see we got capture the base mode. Neighbors, we're on the northeast side. Now this side is favorable for those who are looking to push forward aggressively, as we're doing here. You got a lot of island cover here. And note the Fletcher that was over here contesting this side on the red team got blasted. He got too close to the Baltimore. The Baltimore radared him, and he went down very quickly. We also have a Maz in the area. You saw the secondaries going off on him a moment ago. But we're keeping an eye out for him. Don't know where he is at the moment. And then I'm just trying to push forward to this island. We got the Algeria, we got an Alabama on the other side, but we're looking for crossfire shots. Now the Vlad, most likely not paying attention over here. So I waited a little bit to pull forward to this island before he took a shot. Don't want to alert him to our presence too early, because he does have access to our side just as much as we do to him. Iowa behind him, parked on the moon, also trying to snipe us long range. So we got some fire coming from the south of the center spawn, but I'm also pushing forward here. Not that concerned about the Algeria or the Alabama. The Algeria does have torpedoes, of course, but it's not like a massive torpedo threat. And by the way, we do have outstanding torpedo protection on this. 50% torpedo damage reduction compared to 49 on the Alabama, which used to be the king of the torpedo belts at Tier 7 at least. So a lot about the ship just kind of promotes pushing in, and even go in a secondary build if you're so inclined to. I'll just note, when I was playing my Sims games, never really saw the secondaries go off randomly unless like a destroyer was trying to rush me or something like that. So you're not going to really notice that aspect of the ship unless you're specking for it, and because that's one of the strengths of the ship, I'm going to go ahead and spec for it personally. And I think if you're into the secondary builds, you're going to enjoy this one. Note now, we've pulled forward enough where that Iowa can no longer take his shots. The Vlad's, he's kind of getting focused by a lot of people, so he's still a threat to us. If he's shooting at us, could be potentially dangerous. I'm going to move forward, scoot forward here, just trying to get away from him. Hopefully he doesn't blast us here. But I want to put some pressure on this Alabama/Algeria that's kind of hanging out back here. Parking behind islands doing nothing is a common tactic at the higher tiers. Not the most effective. I don't know if these guys had shots previously or not. Can't tell from their perspective. But I figure we're going to liven things up for them as much as we're going to liven them up for ourselves. Algeria does have a torp salvo coming in. You can see there's a 3 torpedo salvo. Take one there. It'll take 2, decent damage. Not catastrophic. But I just want to kind of push forward here. Get into position. Let these secondaries rev up a little bit. See if we can do anything. And then we're going to put some pressure on this Alabama. You can see the rest of our team's doing a really good job securing the western side of the map. They're already beginning to envelop the red team, who's kind of trapped down here in the southeast corner. So by pushing forward here, we're kind of forcing these guys to take a look at us, focus us. Now we got a couple fires burning. We're in between on damage cons. Alabama, we're angled primarily at the Iowa. This is the tricky part, because the Alabama's going to have access to the side here the more he pulls forward, and I think he's going to go ahead and give us a bit of a ripper here any second, which is going to be pretty tricky. At that point in time, we're like, okay, well, ooh, there it is right there. Game doesn't look like it has much left in terms of life, but we're going to just back up here, stop going forward, back up, get out of here. We're on fire. We got the Algeria in the back trying to burn us down. We got Iowa, where we're primarily angled at, trying to kill us. Potentially, we got the other ships to the west trying to kill us. Alabama, I'm swinging the back gun around here, trying to get a kill shut off. Look at the health on our ship. We got 2 fires burning. Damage con coming back up. Trying to get this guy off the board, because if he shoots again, we're dead. Luckily, our team chimes in, takes him out. Get the damage con off at the last second there. Whew. Not out of the woods yet, though. If the Iowa hits us, going down. So I'm figuring I'm still gonna die here. We're gonna try and take this Algeria off. He's low. We want to remove guns from the enemy team, and I want to kind of punish the son of a gun for setting us on fire. We do get the heal off there though, and we're continuing to back up, prolonging the game. Again, we're trying to tie up these guys' attention. We got guys on our team closing in from the west, trying to put pressure on them. We just want to tie up these guys' attention. We got a nice lead in terms of ships. We got a great lead in terms of map control. All we got to do at this point in time, make sure these guys are trying to focus on us, trying to get us off the board, let our teammates get into position to wrap things up. Still angling at the Iowa, trying to get out of range of the Algeria. He's parked way on the moon, far side of the moon, the dark side of the moon actually. Still trying to lob those shots at max range. If we keep backing up, we'll get out of his range sooner or later. we got turret issues, we got fires. It's definitely not a comfortable situation. But all the while, the secondaries are going off. Starting fires, causing a little bit of raw damage here and there. And we've already done, pretty close to 2 times our ship's HP and damage. So anytime as a battleship, especially, you can do your own ship's HP and damage, you've kind of paid your way. I.e., if the enemy kills you, well, you've already damaged the enemy to the same equivalent. So in terms of team's overall HP, it's kind of a wash. Anytime you do less than your own HP, you got room to improve. But now that we're kind of doubling it, we're killing effectively 2 battleships worth of red team HP and trading our own. So we go ahead and kill the Vlad. We were backing up, hoping to catch him broadside. Unfortunately for us, he had the guns trained on us. Same idea. He goes ahead and trades with us there. But we got a little bit of a fire burning there. We wind up at 40,500 damage, 140,000. So again, Massachusetts, you got options. You want to play it more traditionally, go ahead and put your Sims in there. Go for the American accuracy build. If you want to get up close and personal, do a little Joe Frazier left hook action, get those secondaries going as well. Put Willis Lee in there and should have a good time playing that ship. Anyways, that's going to do it for that one, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. Lots of World of Warships coming all the time. Questions, comments, leave below. Love to hear from you guys, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.